Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Veilima Tarot by Renata Lechner, if I can move my fingers. And for the supportive oracle cards, the Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jessie Reish, I think. I just noticed that after how many times have I used these cards? Just on the back. Jessie Reish, illustrator. Did not realize. Okay. Already shuffled. Let's see. No. Yep. Okay. There's a face down one for the last one. Why not? That's it. That's it. Just two. Okay. Alright, what do we got coming forward here? Capricorn. I like this energy for a Capricorn. I think I like the energy you got going here. I get a lot of earth energy on your side, which is very conducive with a Capricorn, because Capricorn is earth. So this feels like this is going to go well. We'll find out in a minute, of course. The Knight of Pentacles is where how you're coming into the situation. Now, when I say coming into it, I feel like coming into this episode, like you've been steadily a part of this situation for a while, but I'm getting there's like a some type of event I feel, or some type of moment I want to say that's happening, because you're steady as it goes when it comes to this situation. It feels like it's been going for a while. You've been doing the same thing right along. You've been doing this. You react to it the same way every time. You're very dependable, dedicated, predictable. But I don't feel like that's a problem. I don't feel like that's insulting. I hope it isn't. Like, you're going to do the same thing over and over, and that's what makes you dependable. That's what makes you reliable. No big deal. So that's how you're coming into this situation. Then the event or the moment that's happening here is the Nine of Swords. I'm getting, it's kind of like if you're driving a car down a road and you've been driving it for a long time and just going along like you're going along, blah, 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 and just one of the parts wears out and you just you have a breakdown. It just, even though you're keeping up with the car, you're taking care of the oil changes and this and that, just something goes kaflooey, and the situation has you have to handle the situation because something just went awry. It's not really it's like you were trying to keep everything on point so this wouldn't happen, but something you couldn't predict just went kaflooey. It just happened. So now you have to handle this situation. To me, it doesn't feel like it's that bad. It's just kind of like these things happen. It's not like, you've been keeping up with the situation best you could, but all right, a curveball got thrown in here. Now we just got to fix the situation. We'll get it back up and running, and then we'll continue on. That seems to be your attitude. All right, we'll just get it back up and running and continue on. Even though that's happening, and you seem to be handling it pretty well, I'm getting imagination on your side. Now, I'm wondering if this is a good or bad thing. Good thing. Because I feel like the good thing is you're trying to figure out, all right, I've been driving this car along the road, just as an analogy, of course. Going along. Been taking care of it. Been, keeping it clean. Taking care of the oil changes, rotating the tires, making sure, I get the tires changed out when necessary, doing the fluids, whatever you got going on there. So, why did this happen? Why did this part go kaflooey? Was this part always defective? Did something else happen that, I hit a bump or something and it jarred something? I just feel like the analogy, and I hope it's not going too far off into the woods, it's just you're all right, this went kaflooey for a moment. These things happen. Getting it back up and running, going to get back on the road, going to continue down that road. So it's not bringing anything to a screeching halt. It's just putting a bump in the road. It's putting me behind a little bit. It's making a delay, but I can readjust. I can do that. I'm going to have to anyway, so that's just what it is. But why? I feel like imagination is going in, like it's kind of going in your favor. Like, all right, why did this happen though? Especially when I try to prevent things from like this from happening. I try to keep on the situation. This curveball came in, but why did that happen? And I know I'm using the car analogy for some reason, but definitely a lot of you have like it's like a friendship that someone's having like some type of bad reaction, or they're just having a bad moment, and you didn't see it coming is what I'm getting. And you're just kind of like, are they under the weather? Is something else going on with them? Like, why are they why is this happening? That's the imagination on your side, like why? And the imagination is saying you don't know, and you're not getting anything to support or back up anything else to give you. You're not getting any reason behind it. It's almost like if it's a friend situation and somebody's having a bad moment, they're just moving on from it. You're letting them move on from it, but you're still like, why did that moment happen? But it's completely in your lane of imagination. Now, I literally feel, especially if this reading is hitting for you, it's not major enough for you to be like, well, we're going to have to find out why it happened. I feel like it's minor enough to you're like, all right, I'm going to let it go. Move on from it. I don't need to beat that horse to death. It just doesn't seem pertinent, doesn't seem important enough to do that. So, if we're going to go back to the car analogy, fix the car, back on the road, here we go. Somebody had a bad moment if we're doing the friend thing. All right, fix the situation, smoothed it out. We're good again, we're friends again, forgotten, moved on, let's keep going. Victory is on your side, like everything seems normal, everything seems good. You're happy. I'm getting this person, see, this is the thing. You're letting this person, if they were going the friend thing or whatever the situation is, you're letting them just go back to existing the way they were. They've got the star card on their side. The Knight of Cups is in the center, which I feel like they're being very nice to you, which is why you're feeling the victory. Like you're just kind of letting it slide, you're not making a big deal. And they seem to be trying to make it up to you. Like they realize, like, oh, that was a bad moment. And I know we're slipping back and forth between the friend analogy and the car analogy, but I just feel like this makes more sense at this point. You're letting it go. They're thankful you are. They seem hopeful that they're going to really skid by the situation without it being detected. Something's wrong, though, is what I'm getting. Something does feel like it's out of place. And they don't want you calling them out on it. They don't want you to realize what's really wrong. So they're being extra nice to you because you seem to be letting it go. They're trying to make it up to you just so it smooths on, moves on, smooths over, moves on. Fine is fine. And I feel like this is fine for you for now. For now. Now, as this keeps going forward, I'm getting like you're starting to get signs, you're starting to see like, and I'll use the car analogy again. I don't know why I keep jumping back and forth. I really don't like it, but for some reason I keep getting that pull. You're seeing signs like you're going to have another breakdown. The car's going to have another breakdown. Or if it's the friend analogy, you're seeing this person, they seem to be, they're not having a bad moment, but they seem like they're getting prone to having one. You're seeing it coming. You're seeing it coming again. And I'm getting the Seven of Cups here in the situation is kind of like, all right, you see this coming again. And you're trying to think of like, all right, what do I need to do to like catch this before it happens again? What is really the problem? So it's like, if you're going to use a car analogy, and I know I'm jumping back and forth, I apologize, I don't know why. You're hearing some weird sound, and you're like, I don't know where that sound really is. I don't know what's causing that sound really, but something ain't right. And I need to find it out before, I'm going to have to pull over and get delayed again. If it's the friend analogy, you're like, you're seeing them, they're just not acting like they normally do, and you're just kind of like, how do I find out what's wrong without causing a problem? Is this something I can find out what's going on without overstepping my bounds? Because I know something isn't right here. One way or another, this feels like something isn't right. The thing is, you got the Seven of Swords, and you're kind of like, this is on your side, like, all right, I know something isn't quite right, but is it serious enough to where I have to deal with it right now? I'm getting the Seven of Swords. That's how that feels for you. Like, do I have to deal with this right now? So I just leave it alone and just wait to get a better idea Like, maybe is this something that just needs to work itself out? Am I just oversensitive to it and I just think there's something there, and maybe I just, because I've had a problem, I'm imagining this sound in the car, I'm imagining this person's being a little bit weird. Am I imagining it? Because I feel like for now you're just like, you're doing the Seven of Swords thing, you're just kind of leaving it be and you're just letting it be and just like, maybe it'll work itself out. Maybe it'll work itself out. And I feel like the other person, especially if you're going that route, or whatever you're dealing with, seems to be surviving. See, everything seems to be okay. I'm getting this King of Cups, like, they don't, whatever the person is or the situation is, they don't seem to want to bring it forward. And they seem to be just happy, just like leaving it out of your realm, just not bringing it forward to you. I don't know exactly the why, but they don't want to. And the King of Cups is telling me they're very happy with what's going on with them, keeping it with them. Like, I feel like keeping it with them is why they're so happy. They're feeling this is a person that's usually in control of their emotions when it's right side up. Somebody who's like overseeing a situation. I feel like they have control of what's going on and they want to keep it with them. They don't want to add you into it. So I feel like this is somebody who's emotionally evolved, kind of being analytical at the moment and just kind of like, I know how I feel, but things are best kept with me. I feel like they're in control, and I feel like that's why we're doing that. In control, that's how they want to keep it. Now I'm noticing on your side, you got the Page of Pentacles, and I feel like you're there for this person, you're there for the situation, you're ready to move if necessary, but with the Page of Pentacles, like, you're a support, you're dependable, but you're not going to move until called on. The Page is somebody who waits to be called to action. The Page is not going to move forward on their own. The Knight would, but the Page would not. And you're standing with the Page energy, like, if I need to move forward, I will move forward. For example, with the car, if it goes kaflunky, then I'll deal with it when I need to. With this friendship, if this person doesn't seem to be wanting to come forward to me or tell me what's going on, I'll stay to the side. I will support them when they call on me, but I will wait for them to bring it forward to me. This is face down. This card, face down. 5 of Pentacles. I'm getting this is not, I don't feel like this is going well. Whatever the situation is, I do feel like you need to be involved with it. I feel like you staying on the outside, taking more of a, when I'm called on, I'll handle it. Especially with that car situation, like, I feel like that really nails, I feel like that's why we're using that, and I feel like that's maybe why I don't like it, is because, like, you can't just expect the car to fix itself. I don't feel like that's rational, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a mechanic, definitely not. I just feel like you can't depend on a car to fix itself, and I feel like that's why that analogy is going along with this friend analogy. Like, I get like there's going to be an emotional distance here. I feel like there's going to be an emotional disconnect. This is face down, like you're not realizing that you're separating from this person, and this person is kind of separating from you too. You're becoming distant. So especially if this is connecting for you in like a significant way, in the sense of like this is a partner, like a significant other, this is a family member, this is a friend that used to be close, or a friend that you like to be close with, this is going to cause some emotional distance, and this could end up damaging this relationship is what I'm getting. Because I feel like with the 5 of Pentacles face down is like there's distance being created here that's not good for this relationship. And I feel like they're saying this is a heads up that this is you coming forward or trying to get more information could change the course of where this is going. Because I feel like it's going to start creating a divide between you and this person, not a bitter divide, but just where you're disconnecting and you're not talking or explaining what's going on in each other's lives. I just feel like it's creating a distance, and I don't feel like you really want that. This is a heads up that this could be the beginning of a separation type feel. Is that what we want to say? I feel like that's the whole point of this, to be honest. I feel like they're giving you that heads up that this is where that could be going. Anything else? All right, I feel like we got the message out. So thank you for watching. I'll shut this down here. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.